Okay, guys, so what we're going to be talking about in this chapter is all about volume. Now, the amount of space that's inside an object is called the volume. For example, let's take this right here. So with this is like a rectangular prism, but the amount of space that's inside this object is called the volume. It's a certain amount of cubic feet that's inside an object. The outside is called the surface area. The inside is called the volume. Now I'm going to talk to you about volume of shapes. And what we're going to be talking about today is called prisms. Now, prisms are the formula for the volume, not the area. You learned the area last year in IM1. The volume is the area of the base of the object times the height, how tall it is. But the base of the actual object is what changes. So if you look in the notes that you should have in front of you, the prisms is a 3D shape that has the same base on the bottom and on top. That's the same shape from the bottom all the way drawn up to the top. The first thing I do is I talk about a rectangular prism. Now, imagine here's the shape of a rectangular prism. What you can't see is there is an actual rectangle right here. This rectangle is the same exact shape from all the way on the bottom up to the top. From the bottom to the top is called the height of the object. And how do you find the area of this bottom base of a rectangle? Well, the area of a rectangle of this is base times height, base times the height of the rectangle, times how tall it is. That's why in the notes I outline this right here. I say, okay, with this shape, this is a rectangle. Now, the rectangle is the base times height. That's the area of the base times how tall it is, which is the height of the object. So if you go down and you look at the example questions for the notes, you're going to see, if you see look at 17, for example. Number 17 has a rectangular base, and the height that it goes up, here's the shape. Here's the rectangle. This is number 17 on the example problem. What you can't see is this. What you can't see is there is an inside, which makes it a three-dimensional shape. Now, it's the area of this bottom base, which is base times height, times how tall it is, which is the height of the object. So if I wanted to find the volume of this, I would say this bottom is, well, let's see. How long is this right here? This and the shape is 10 inches. And this is 3 inches. From here to here is 3 inches. And then each one of these edges is, what does it say? 2 inches. So if I were to redraw this shape, I would have this long rectangle. This is 10 and 2. 10 times 2 is 20. That's the area of this base, 20, times how tall does this go up? 3 inches. 20 times 3 is 60. Now, the way you have to represent volume is you are going to say 60 inches cubed. It's going to be in cubic measure, and this is your answer. Always put your answer in cubic measure. All right, let's see if you can do number 18 in the example questions. So in the example questions, it gives you a longer rectangle. Oh, this is a horrible drawing. And what it doesn't show you is you have underneath gives you a rectangular base. Anyways, what is the area of this times the height? Try to find the volume of that. Pause the video, see if you can find the volume. All right, well, let's see if you did it. The area of this is base times height, where this is 6, and this is 6. This is 6 miles. This is 6 miles, which is 36 miles squared. But anyways, we'll figure out what that is times 2, which is going to be 72 miles cubed. That is the millimeters. That's probably just millimeters. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's miles. MI is miles. All right, miles. 72 miles cubed. That is the amount of, let's say this is a certain amount of blocks in a neighborhood or something. Okay, that is for rectangular prisms. Now, this is rectangular prism. Think of squares as square prisms. Now we're going to do this. Now, what we're going to talk about is triangular prisms. So the next thing in the notes is you have a triangle. But this triangle stays the exact same shape. This is a messed up drawing, but let me cover this up. Here's your triangular prism. Because the bottom is a triangle. If you were to flip it over, what you wouldn't see is this. This is an actual triangle right here, too. It's a triangular prism. So the formula for the volume of this is the area of this triangle times how tall it is. Okay, the area of the triangle is 1/2 base times height. That's the area of this triangle times the height of the whole shape. That's the volume of triangular prisms. Okay, and in the example questions, what it does is it gives you a pretty straightforward triangular prism. But look at this. In the notes, it looks like this. The example question looks like this. That's it. That's all you see. But what you can't see is the inside of this shape. So this is a triangle. And there's a bottom triangle also. So technically, this triangle goes from the bottom all the way up to the top. Now you have to find the area of this triangle multiplied by how high or how much it goes from top to bottom. So let's try to find the area of this triangle, or this triangle. It's the exact same thing. Okay, well, let's see. This is base, and this is the height of a triangle, because this is a right triangle. Base times height. Oh, it doesn't indicate that it is a right triangle, but you can assume it is for these examples. So 1/2 5 times 3. So half of 15 is 7.5 times how tall is this whole thing? From top to bottom, how tall is it? Boop. It's actually, this is the height right here. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I messed this up for you. Don't do what I just did. It's not 7.5. It tells me this is 3, this is 5, and then it actually gives me, I'm sorry, I didn't even see this. It gives me the height of this triangle because it tells you this is a right angle right here. And this base triangle is we're not using these sides because we don't have the base and the height from these sides. But from this side of 7, I'm going to rewrite it here, 7. So it's half of 7 times the height. This guy right here is 1.9. So I'm going to get this out of my calculator. I'm going to go 1.9 times 7 times 1/2, which is going to give me the area of this base truly is 6.65. Now, the actual height, this is the same as this. This is 6. That means the height of this is 6 as well. So 6.65 times 6 is going to give me a volume of 39.9 inches. Is it squared or cubed? That's right. It's cubed. There's the volume. Okay. Let's have you guys try the second one. I think they're calling it number 13 on this. All right. So with number 13, I'm going to draw this. Here it is. What you can't see is the outline showing you that this is a triangular prism. Let's see if you can find the volume of this. Here's your triangle right here, which is 1/2 base times height times how tall boop does this go up? Okay, let's see if you can do that. Okay, well, it's 1/2. This is 7 right here. So this is also 7. So it's 1/2 times 7 times how tall is this triangle? Do we have a height coming from this base? We actually do, which is 4.7. That's how tall this is. 1/2 of the base of the triangle, 7.4, or I'm sorry, 7, times the height, 4.7, times how tall is this actual shape? 9. And that's what you just plug into your calculator. So you're going to go 1/2 times 7 times 4.7 times 9 is going to give you 148.05 miles cubed. There it is. There is the volume of that shape. Okay, and then the very last shape that we have is called a cylinder. Now, with a cylinder, think of the cylinder as like a Coke soda can or something, or like a Coke can or Pepsi can. It's, on the notes I give you, it says, you have a circle and it goes up the exact same shape on top. So technically this is a circular prism, but it's its own word called a cylinder. Same concept. It's the area of the base, which is pi r squared, which is this, times how tall it is, times the height. This is the formula for the volume of a cylinder. Now with that, there's 2 of them. Number 15. I'm going to do number 15 first. And then I'm going to have you do number 16. All right, so this is 12 meters. The radius is 4 meters. Okay, they want you to find the volume, which is the area of the base, which is, remember, pi times r squared, which is going to give you 16 pi. That's the area of this base times how tall it is, which is 12 meters. So 16 times 12 is going to give me 192. Don't forget that pi. Leave the pi in there unless they want you to multiply it into it. 192 pi meters cubed. Okay, but look in the directions. See how the directions say it says round to the nearest tenth? Round to the nearest tenth. Whenever it tells you to round in a question and it involves a cylinder, they want you to multiply pi into it. So you're going to go 192 times, and you can just press the pi button, and it's going to give you approximately 603 point, is launching it around to the nearest tenth, 0.2 meters cubed. This is the exact same answer as this. These two right here are the exact same answer. Why did I multiply pi into it? Because the directions told me to round. If it just said find the volume, you would leave it like this. This would be your answer. But if it says round to the nearest tenth or hundredth or thousandth, this is your answer. Okay, let's try the last one, number 16. Pause the video and see if you can do it. All right, if you pause the video, it's kind of a stranger looking one, but nevertheless, it's just another, something like that. Just another cylinder. All right, what I'm going to do is this. Well, first off, I'm going to do this. Boop, I'm going to turn this upside down. So therefore, it looks a lot more easier to do. This is 6, and the radius is 12. All right. So the area of this base right here is 12 squared, which is 144 pi, times the height, which is 6. But they want you to round to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to go 144 pi times 6 is going to give me 2714.3 feet cubed. And this is the volume, how much space is inside the whole thing.